How to manage your money without strict budgeting. That sounds like heaven, doesn't it? How do you actually have control of your money without having to get into the nitty gritty and sitting down, banging your head, frustration, the stress of managing and tracking your money every single week, every single day? How can you just kind of breathe and have peace of mind, be able to, at a glance, understand what's happening, but have full control without touching your money? I'm going to give you the way that is so simple to have control of your money. And actually, when I first heard about it, I hated it. My name is Jackie Elias. I am the managing and program director at FutureBound, where we help you maximize your disposable income so you can maximize your home equity, so you can maximize your passive income. We're talking about strict budgeting and never having to do it again. If you tried budgeting and you failed, don't worry, you're not alone. So using this very simple method of managing your money can give you that freedom that you want. What am I talking about? It is using bank account buckets. Instead of having your money in 1, 2, or 3 accounts, you can have your money into 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts that help you be able to understand what's happening with your money. Now, the key for this to work is that you need to have had a spending plan first. So if you haven't watched my video on being able to use a spending plan and what is it and how do you put that together so you can have your ultimate life and make sure that your money reflects the life that you want, make sure you watch that video to get more understanding there. But when we're talking about what is the management aspect of having that spending plan and what does it look like in the day-to-day, what you need are multiple bank accounts. And the term that is typically used is account buckets. So the reason that they're account buckets is because they're just bank accounts that are sitting there and it's waiting for money to be dropped in. And then you can use the money in whatever bank account that it is based on what you've allocated that account to be for. So for example, if I have a bills account, then my money goes into my bills account and then I set up automatic payments to go from my bills account for all my bills, whether it's utilities, whether it's my cell phone bill, whether it is your car payment, whatever it is, it's a bills account. So all my bills go there. Okay, so you're probably thinking, okay, I get that, but what other bank accounts would I need? So there's typical types of bank accounts that you need and they kind of function slightly different way. So we already talked about the bills. Typically your income goes into your bills account because it's so much easier to have all the money sitting there. And then on the day, for me it's Monday, all your automatic payments come out because I get paid the Friday before, and on Monday all my automatic payments go out, but also all the auto transfers to my other bank accounts. So what other bank accounts? So the other types are everyday spending accounts. So this everyday spending account is typically you have your supermarket shopping money in there, your petrol money in there. Depends on how you want to manage your money, but if you, for example, take money for lunches, then that can be in there. If you give your kids money for their lunches, that could be in there, that you kind of pull it out of there. Whatever it is, your everyday spending every week goes in there. Now that's slightly different from a discretionary fund. In my household, we have a grocery bank account, and then me and my husband have a discretionary fund account that we have our debit cards connected to. So those actually are separate accounts, and across the three, our household, me and him, we have 3 accounts for that kind of everyday spending that we want to do. Also, another type of bank account that you can have are big purchases. So most people think, yes, I'm saving because I'm saving up for this holiday, or I'm saving up to buy something. In the definition that we use here at FutureBound, we don't call that savings, because savings it only is used to move your net worth forward. So it's either paying down debt or acquiring assets. The only other definition that we use for saving is for building up your emergency fund. So any money that's going to building up your emergency fund, that's savings as well. And it becomes important because we use certain percentages. And if you haven't watched our video on what is the 50-20-20-10 money plan, then please do watch that one so you can get some understanding of that as well. So instead of calling it savings, when you're actually saving up to just spend it on things that you want, we call it big purchases. So you have big purchases account. You can have only one with all your big purchases that you're saving up money for, or you can separate them out into multiple big purchases account. Now, there's nothing that specifically comes out of that account, and you usually don't have a debit card connected to that account because that money is just gathering money. You're throwing money in the bucket until you're ready to spend it. So when you're ready to spend it, you can just transfer it over to the account that you have a debit card to and spend the money. Another type of account is periodic spending. So this account is slightly different. It's maybe money for your car maintenance and repair, maybe money for your household repair. So I know I may or may not use it, but periodically I will spend money. We just spent money to get our chimney cleaned, right? If you need to service your heat pump, if your major appliances in your kitchen or washer dryer breaks down, any money like that is periodic spending, then you would need to have some bank accounts for those things. You can also have a miscellaneous bank account. So sometimes, especially if you're first time using a spending plan and you're using this type of account buckets, it can get a little bit like, I don't know exactly how all things are going to play out. So I will have a slush fund or miscellaneous bank account where there's some money in there. And then if one of the accounts is a little bit short, I can just move money over. And that's totally fine to do that. After you use a spending plan for several years, you probably won't need that anymore, but it is a very good idea in your first year of using it. And then the last type of account would be your savings, right? You would want a bank account to hold your savings. So that is for when you want to pay down your mortgage faster, when you want to pay down and never use again those credit cards, if you want to acquire assets, so you want to put money into either regularly putting into mutual funds, if you have shares or something like that, but also if you're going to top up an investment property, you purchase an investment property using your equity, and then if you need to put money aside, you're putting it into your savings account. And maybe you have a couple different savings accounts that are about you moving your wealth forward, growing your wealth. And so if you're paying down your mortgage and you're topping up your investment property, maybe you have a couple of those. So those are the best way. As soon as you spend money out of one of those accounts, you know what you're spending your money on. You know what your limits are, because when you look at your bank account, you can see the limit. However much money is in there, that's how much I can spend right now with this. So you've already planned ahead, you know how much money should be automatically transferred over, and you have complete control, never having to track your spending again. If you really like this idea, then come to our roadshow. We're gonna go over more in depth how this works and give you more visuals and things so you can understand and get started on your own spending plan so you can maximize your disposable income. We are going to be in Wellington, Auckland, and we'll be online. So sign up and we will see you there.